If you talk about Gary's history with CNBC, I think for sure Strategy Session was one of the best shows they've ever had. As a fan watching it, it was certainly one of my favorite shows on television, not just on CNBC. But that might even be a great place to start. Gary, I know we've talked a lot off mic and in different conversations, but maybe some stories that are clean for public consumption. But talking a little bit about your days at CNBC would be probably the most fun that we could have on today's episode.
Yeah, well, Kevin, I guess let's start with how did I end up there? Because a lot of people say, well, you were young. At the time, I was co-managing the private bank at Cowan & Company. That was when Cowan was a partnership, well known for its technology and healthcare, capital markets business. And I was a young guy, and all of a sudden I showed up there on Squawk Box. So, how did that come to be? Well, I had started my career when I got out of business school at a small hedge fund. Just to kind of date myself, JRO Associates at the time in 1989 had close to 110 million in capital. That's it, 110 million, and was considered, for the Wall Street firms, it was considered a tier one hedge fund, meaning that Goldman Sachs, back in those days, Drexel Burnham and Kidder Peabody and Solomon Brothers, they considered JRO to be one of their biggest clients. And the managing partner of JRO, just a brilliant technology investor, visionary guy, Mark Howard, was very close with the, at that time, legendary financial journalist Dan Dorfman, who many people remember. And Dan, who had really kind of, if you think pre-social media, the way the world worked, Dan wrote a column for USA Today, which had stock tips and thematic investing ideas. But he also was doing a segment on CNN. We're going to sort of date ourselves here. He was doing a segment on CNN in the middle of the day. And it was a time that when you think back to the world today, with what's going on with Reddit and social media and streaming and cable television and all the financial access that everybody has, Dan was the only one that the general public could sit there and turn on the TV at 12 noon and put the volume up to actually hear what he would say. And just to kind of give people, again, a perspective, if he made a comment about IBM, maybe a contract or getting a contract or losing a contract, and he had an idea, they would have to halt trading on the New York Stock Exchange for maybe 5 to 7 minutes to get the order imbalances together, because there was so much of an interest at that time that the market wasn't prepared for the type of buy orders or sell orders that would come in instantaneously. So when Dan was recruited by CNBC after the merger with FNN, and he went over to CNBC to bring his shtick and his segments over there, they had asked Dan, can you suggest any people that you might think could help us create Squawk Box, would know what it was like on a hedge fund desk, on a sell side Wall Street desk early in the morning. We'd like to replicate that for the general public. Dan was nice enough to suggest me, as we had, I had sourced him a lot of good short stories back then, and the rest was history. I showed up there with the legendary Mark Haynes the first week of Squawk Box. Said to Mark, what do we do? He said, I have no idea, just come out on the set, and we did it. And the rest is history.